Amanda.
I'm Alec.
I'm Alex. I'm Steven.
And I'm Jackson.
And we're Project Elevate.
Now, essentially, our goal was to provide a solution for people with joint pain in their knees who have issues sitting down and standing back up again. Now, we're well aware that there are solutions already in the market that do this, and one of them is the reclining lift chair, and that not only solves our problem, but it creates other problems that we're wishing to solve, and that's that it's very expensive and heavy in weight, and our design seeks out to fix those problems and make a lightweight, portable chair that can be installed in hospitals and retirement homes for people with this issue. Now, to start off, we knew we had to buy a base chair, and what we wanted our first chair to accomplish was we wanted to have an adjustable height for different users, and we also wanted it to be made out of metal so we could modify it using methods such as welding and cutting. And that's pictured to our left, and to the right is our initial sketch.
So before we started working on our chair, we had to figure out how we were going to approach building it. So what we did is we went through a brainstorming process trademarked by Medtronic called indirect innovation. And what it did is it made us explore every possibility and every way we could approach building the chair. And after considering all our constraints and our problem as a whole, we narrowed it down to one idea that we started designing around. So there was 3 components to our process. The first was inserting a double-acting pneumatic cylinder, attaching the support system, and balancing the chair. So the pneumatic cylinder we inserted right here, this rod connecting to the base of the chair. And what it did was it extended the chair out into a tilted position so that when the user wanted to sit down, all they had to do is lean their body against the chair, and the cylinder will compress down, bringing the user down into a seated position. When the user wants to stand back up, all they have to do is release a little bit of their weight, and the cylinder, because it's double acting, will extend back out into the normal position. Our second component was attaching a support system, and our support system were these handles that we welded on. And what they did was, when you're trying to get out of the chair, it's more comfortable for the user and easier if they have something to hold on to as the cylinder is extending out. And lastly, our third component was balancing the chair, because after we attached the cylinder and the support system, the chair was off balance when we would try to sit back up because the backside would come up. So what we did was we took out the rod that was located right here across the chair, and we inserted a steel rod instead, which weighed it down and made it steady throughout the whole process of sitting down and getting up. So now I'm going to demo our chair for you.
Our chair starts in a tilted position as it is now so that the user doesn't have to bend their knees at all to get into the seated position. So when the user wants to sit down, they just lean their weight into the chair, and the pneumatic cylinder will compress, and the air that's compressed by that pneumatic cylinder goes out through adjustable flow controls, so you can adjust how fast it lowers you down. And then when the user wants to get back up out of the chair, they use the handles at the side to move some of their weight off of the chair, and the double-acting pneumatic cylinder will also assist them out of the chair. Throughout the 4 months that we worked on this project, we surprisingly managed to do some things right. Our successes included our design process, like Steven mentioned. Our mentor, Mike Metzler, came in and walked us through a process called indirect innovation, and that really helped us open up our minds to every possibility and every solution to our problem. We were also finished our goal, and we created a final project to present to you tonight. And we also exercised great teamwork. At the beginning stages, Dr. Dykstra came in and gave us a personality test, and that was kind of fun to see each of our personalities and see how best we could work with each other, and that went really well throughout the entire day.
So along with our successes, we also had some failures. So this was our original cylinder. We did everything we did as our final project. We put it in our chair, and I'd say there was about 3 weeks left until we had to present, and our cylinder ended up bending so that it wouldn't compress down. And so this cylinder had a 6-inch stroke, which is the distance of the rod that you can see here. And we had to reevaluate our chair and our cylinder, and we realized we needed a smaller stroke, and we ended up putting in a 3-inch stroke to it, and that worked a lot better. Another problem that we had was the size and strength of the cylinder, and along with that, that went into the having the cylinder being in a naturally extended position. So we had to find a way to have the perfect size and strength so it worked for different weights and different size people, so that it was naturally upright, but when the person sat in it, they put enough weight down so that the cylinder also compressed.
All right, and for some further improvements, what we'd like to do is include some sort of leg rest with the lever, and what you would basically do is just lean on the handles or something right next to it, and that would raise up a lever for the leg rest, so the user could rest their legs on that versus just the bar. We'd also wanted to include a gas pressurized cylinder because the one that we have right now is a little bit too weak to what we would like to do. We did order a couple, but unfortunately they were a little too small. We weren't able to install them just because we didn't have enough time. And then we'd also like to include some adjustable cylinders just for marketing purposes, so we can offer the product to different people who had different weights. It was also a little bit difficult to install and remove the cylinder. Yeah.
So we had 2 mentors that helped us throughout the whole project, and this chair wouldn't be here without their help. They unfortunately weren't able to attend tonight. So our first was Mike Metzler, and he works at Medtronic, and he really helped us with the beginning stages of our chair and helping us set up what we wanted to do and how we were going to go about doing it.
I'd also like to thank Ken Enaber. He works with 3M. He helped us with a lot of access to different resources and information. He allowed us to get a lot of the things in. I'd also like to thank CG Hill. They allowed us to go in and they did a lot of welding for us to just install some of the parts. And that was very nice of them.
And we lastly want to thank Ms. Bergmeyer, Mr. Fedor, and Mr. Gallagher for helping us throughout the whole process. And if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer them in the cafeteria. Thank you.